Put your hands up.
Hey OG, welcome back to Openly Guarded. I am your host Dimples, and lately I have been thinking a lot about blessings. My blessings, how I receive them, and what I do when they actually arrive. When I'm in a space where I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to learn new things, I can only allow my energy to be around a certain type of people. It doesn't work when I force collaboration with people who are angry or easily frustrated or yelling. I don't work well. I don't learn things. I don't get through them. I don't get further educated. It's not a way to convince me to work harder. It actually makes me want to get far, far, far away from that person and maybe away from that project. And I felt like that a lot of times during this process of rebooting this podcast and trying to be a host and trying to fulfill so many shoes that I have yet to have worn. Creating thumbnails, understanding what a hard drive was, processing, loading and unloading, and then having to do the entire situation all over again off of a one tiny insignificant, well, not really insignificant, but what one tiny thing could make me start all over again. And to me, it was frustrating. It was traumatic. A lot of times I wanted to quit. A lot of times I didn't think I was good enough to do it. A lot of times I didn't think I was doing a good enough job during my filming process in general, and we have clips to prove it. Check the bloopers from about 2 episodes ago. What are you practicing? It is funny for those who think that that type of stuff is funny. But for me, it was challenging, just like most new things for most people. But I still had a passion for it, and I still felt like it was a purpose that I wanted to fulfill. So me championing through, as I'm championing through, becoming a content creator, becoming a better content creator, becoming a better speaker, becoming a better performer, becoming a better writer, becoming better at being in front of a camera in general. It has been years. And to me, it's not an excuse to stop. It's an option to improve. But there's a difference between your level of improvement and other people's level of improvement. And there's nothing that you need to prove to anyone else. You are on your own journey for a reason. Don't worry about what other people have to say about how your journey is, especially if it's unsolicited. I mean, like, honestly, that grinds my gears. It truly does. Because you don't know who you're hurting, what that inner child needs. You don't know. And if you did, you wouldn't come at them that way. So if you feel like you're being attacked, or you feel like your projects are being insulted, or you're being insulted, I urge you to move away and find peace, honestly, because your project should never cause for you or anybody else to feel disrespected or harmed in the process of making such content. And if you do, then you definitely need to stop filming and reevaluate your quarters. And even if that means for you that your fans are on hold, and even if that means for you that you have to let somebody down, I believe communication wins all battles every time. And if you put a message out to your followers and you let them know, hey, look, I'm under construction right now because I need to reevaluate some things when it comes to my mental health structure around how I form my camp. Everybody is going to understand that type of boundary and that level of protection and that level of respect for you and your platform and what it is that you are trying to build. And I speak that now and to my future self. If there's ever a time where I need to shut down broadcasting and I need to shut down filming because I need to reevaluate some things, you better believe that I'm going to let y'all know. And ain't no fear in my heart about starting over. It ain't no fear in my heart about being alone. It ain't no fear in my heart about being my only champion. I won't be bound by time limits, not mine's or anybody else's. I create great things in the spaces that I'm allowed to. And I create trash in spaces where I'm forced. and it shows through. My energy is transparent, and when I read other people's energies, so are theirs. So if it's affected in any kind of way, it comes through, because I can't fake energy. All I do is transmute it. If somebody gives me poor energy, they're going to get poor energy back. If somebody gives me inspiration, they're going to get inspiration back. If somebody gives me love, they're going to get love back. So I got sidetracked. Take openly guarded. I prayed for it. It's a lot, but I'm still here, and I'm still willing to work it out. That's what's mostly important for me on my journey to becoming a better writer and a better host and a better speaker, and being consistent with delivering meaningful content that I care about. Yeah. The podcast wasn't the only thing that I found myself praying for. Have you ever found yourself praying for something so hard and didn't realize that other things that you prayed for have already blossomed and came into fruition for you? Even at times where I prayed for shelter, my next meal, a better relationship with my siblings, a better relationship with my son, harmony and peace, those things came to me. And when they came, I was unable to appreciate them because I was always looking for the betterment. Just like people around you. I know you can do better. I see it in you. They have no idea what it took for you to show up for yourself today. But you do. And that's all that matters. It's not about what someone else sees for you. It's about what you see for yourself. And until you can see it for yourself, it really don't matter. It doesn't matter if it's good or it don't matter if it's bad. You need to see it for yourself. I can sit and tell my best friend, you're beautiful 1,000 times a day. But if she don't believe it, it don't matter. She could still feel like she not good enough. She could still go through her days feeling heavy and depressed. She has to see it for herself. We ain't God. Some battles ain't ours. I found peace in understanding that my situation or my journey may take more time than other people's. I used to get so mad about it. I used to cry about it. I used to wake up in the middle of sleep, busting out crying. Boo, 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 hoo, crying, tears, everything, snot, nose, boogie, can't catch my breath, panic, hysterical, everything. I ain't like the way I felt when I was living like that. I like the way I feel when I'm doing something about what I'm feeling, and it's positive. That's what floats my boat. That's what gets me started. And people don't need to understand that. I understand my regulation tools, and I use them the way that I need to. Use your tools the way you need to. Don't allow somebody to tell you when dinner fork is in solid fork. You eat your meal how you eat it, and I will eat mine. Thank you. Opinions that are unsolicited are unfair. They're unfair to the mind that hasn't protected itself against that negative transform. Just because you say a bunch of stuff don't mean that the person only gonna pick that up. And you can't take back what you say once you say it. And you can't take back what you do once you do it. Once somebody develops a concept of you, it's permanent usually. And if they change their mind and they a deep thinker like me, they went through about 6 different transitions before they came to that thought anyway. And you just confirming it. But that's just me. Stop picking on people and stop bothering people that ain't asked for your help. Leave them alone. If somebody wants your help, they will reach out. And Jesus will put that in fruition for it to connect the dots to connect. But until then, you're just a bully. If I didn't ask you, why you got something to say? Leave them alone, bully. My first response to something good happening to me in general, is it real? What you want? What I'm gonna owe you? How long I'm gonna owe you? And how long is this thing that you offering me gonna last? Panic, overwhelmed, fear. After I go through all that, if everything makes sense still, then relief eventually, but not right away. I'm not somebody that's jumping for joy as soon as somebody say they're gonna open the door for me or hold a chair, because I've heard that before. I've heard that before, and I've waited around long enough to see it never come into fruition. I've had to take care of things for myself. I've had to make sure that Kiana was okay, and other people that Kiana loved. Over and over and over again, I have been the giver. I have received blessings. I have received help. But that was from people that I deemed worthy of helping me. And that's why I'm talking about this today. That's why I'm having this conversation with you today, because it ain't about who you deem worthy of helping you. You need the help. But it's not fair for somebody to come and bomb you when you ain't even asked. You might not be ready for that yet. You might still be working on the confidence of being okay that it's a lot of stuff that you still don't know. I can relate to that. A lot of people don't understand that help feels different when it comes with strings. Sometimes it comes with unsolicited information. Sometimes it comes with a lecture. Sometimes it comes with expectations. How many times somebody told you, as a man or a woman, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours? I'm not saying that a person shouldn't be able to benefit off you, but I don't think that a person should be trying to deem what they feel worthy of what you should give. If you go out with a man and he pays for the meal, is it right that he feels like he need to get something in return for that $222 he spent? Is it right or is it wrong? I'm asking a question. I'm going to leave it out there. But my opinion is, who asked to go out? Did the woman ask the man, or did the man ask the woman? Because that matters. Because Shorty could have got something to eat in the crib, or vice versa. He could have made something in the house for himself. Somebody wanted somebody else's company. And that's the person that should pay for the meal. And if they both hungry and they both want to go out, let's go Dutch. Because it's not fair for somebody to assume because they're going to provide a good time for you that you should be providing a good time for them. And if you make that decision, if you logically make that choice as a grown man, I hope that that woman already proved herself worthy before you offered to feed her that meal. And if not, I think that you or her, vice versa, as I said it, I'm not going to be biased, got more things that y'all need to work out, opposed to trying to blame somebody else for your problem. Because it's not your problem that somebody ate off your ticket. The problem is you ain't do your due diligence. So that's how I feel about that. Sometimes people want to throw it in your face and remind you what they did for you. Oh, without me, you wouldn't. I've had a lot of exes make me feel like that. I'm still triggered by it. I ain't been in a relationship in over 7 years. And I'm still triggered about the past. That's me though. And I don't know how many of you guys feel the same way. That's why I felt like it was important for me to have this conversation today. Because in my grown womanhood, I'm still dealing with stuff that I dealt with in my early teens and my early 20s. And it's not okay. But learned behavior is learned behavior. It's no different than Stockholm Syndrome. It's no different. It's the same. It's learned behavior. It's a mental imbalance. It's something that you really need help with. It's something that I really need help with. But am I seeking the help, honestly? No, because I'm guarded. And that's not an excuse, but I'm so guarded that I'm not even really interested in letting the next man come around me or anybody come around me. I don't know what they think I got to give. Like, at this point, just being honest. I'm just being real. It's not like I'm like, yeah, you come on in and you come on in, and I haven't done any work. I'm clearly being straight up and honest saying, excuse the hair, I'm being straight up and honest saying, I'm not working on this because I'm not interested in working on it. And at the same time, I could be batting some of my blessings away because of some things that I'm refusing to work on. It's just real. But blessings are something that we ask for. And a lot of times when it comes around, we are farmers. If you feel like that, you definitely should work on it. I'm definitely going to start trying to take some steps to work on it. I'm not going to make no dates. Ain't none of y'all business. Y'all not dating me and I'm not looking. So when I work on that, I will. And you'll know the difference because eventually I'll be with somebody. Not saying it's going to last, and he might not even be cute. But eventually somebody will be able to deal with all this. So as I've said, I've had exes make me feel like they built me. They say things like buildabitch.com, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I've also heard people say you can't build a bitch, or I ain't got time to build a bitch. Like, I've heard all kinds of nasty things. And I hold on to the nasty ones because I got a nasty mind. And that nasty mind like to recall nasty ass people, unfortunately. So, bam, you know what I'm saying? And you can't just switch and be like, I didn't mean it. Because I mean everything I say, even when I'm mad. I'm just calculated and I'm careful. I could say the same thing without screaming. I'm not gonna change my mind, but I can change my delivery, and I do have self-control and emotional self-control and emotional self-awareness of myself. I know that sounds weird, but it's a real sentence. You have to have those things, at least to have a conversation with me. I don't deal with people that are not at least emotionally aware. I don't take that as an excuse. So many reckless, crazy things can happen because people are not emotionally in tune. They're not emotionally aware of how they can be volcanic and erupt and explode and turn people off. I know how to do it. That's why I don't anymore. Because I seen myself, I didn't like it, and I decided to change myself. Not because somebody yelled at me or was like, if you don't change, I'm gonna leave your life. Or if this and I, you know, all of that stuff, like the threats. Why doing things myself makes me feel safer? How do I say this? I wanted help. I wanted somebody to help me with something before, like some things. And they told me no. And then they gave me unsolicited advice. And y'all already know how I feel about that. We don't need to go through it again. So I figured out how to deal with it myself. I figured it out myself. Afterward, I found some peace in that. There was nobody to rub it in my face. There was nobody to threaten me with it. There was nobody to remind me that I couldn't survive if they weren't involved. That stuff hits a certain place with me. It hits a certain place in me because I never want someone else's contributions to erase my work, my brain, my gifts, and my meanings to my projects. I don't want their help to become evidence that I couldn't stand on my 2 feet by myself. And I don't want to deal with people reminding me of how important or monumental they were in my life. If I give somebody their flowers, I'm going to give it to them because I'm just that real. But when people are mischievous, devious, and manipulative, it makes me be like, damn, did I walk into the bad garden when I accepted this person's help? Like, that's why I go through that term of evaluation before I just accept somebody's help. And that's why it's very difficult for me to receive and accept somebody's help. You know what? I got a psychology fact for y'all. And I know it's new. Ooh! But I like to study psychology. I like to understand the mind and how it works and why it does the things that it does. So let's bust it out. Receiving stuff from people is a level of vulnerability. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but it is. And if you've ever been vulnerable before and it's been met with disappointment, control, criticism, manipulation, or anything negative in that nature, the next time somebody offers you something, it's going to be met with questions and not gratitude because of what you've experienced. It's a real thing. Another thing that I noticed about myself is that I don't really know how to rest in my blessings. My apartment was something that I fought for. I didn't get it right away. I thought that I was handling my business as a grown-ass adult, applying for stuff and checking on my credit score and making sure that my bills was paid on time. And I went and I applied for something, and I went and applied for my apartment, and I got denied. And something in me stirred. Something in me was like, I don't deserve this. Like, put my corporate hat on. But I didn't want to give up because I had already applied for like 3 other apartments, and they approved me. But I didn't want them. I wanted the one that didn't want me. A little bit of competition. Start some ruckus up in here. And one thing about me is, like, when I know that I can get something, I ain't gonna stop. That could be food stamps, anything. No, I'm just playing. Medicaid, let's go. SSI, I'm on the way. AARP, you know me. But no, like, I knew that I was supposed to, like, not get turned down. So I got on the phone and I hollered at my peoples out DC. Shout out DC. And she handled, I got in contact, put me in contact with some people. And she handled a lot of business for me. Shout out to her. And I didn't know I was actually going to go this way. So what I'm actually going to do is add her information in there. And matter of fact, let me pause for a minute. Give her fucking flowers like she ain't on my speed dial. Speed dial. Okay. Ameena, Credit Girl, and she has a link that is on Facebook, but I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to make this a shirt for y'all and pop it out there because give my girl some promo, you know what it is. But she's the best, and she is really reasonable in prices. Smart as hell, can tell you anything you need to know under the sun, and she's very, very, very professional. Very black-owned business. You know, woman, black woman. So let's give her some love. So if you need your credit fixed or anything like that, or you trying to apply for something, you need a core, you know you need to clean up your personal stuff so you can get ready to open up your business, get your EIN, all that stuff, that is the place. She is the one you want to tap in with. So shout out to my girl, Ameena. But after she did her little spick and span clean, I reapplied. And then I got the apartment, of course. But when I got into the apartment, I just kind of went back into how I always am. I didn't really care so much about furnishing the apartment. I still don't have pictures on my wall. People don't know if it's a trap house, a setup house, or nothing, just because it's in a nice area, but it ain't nothing up in there. It look like a bando. And I'm comfortable that way. I'm comfortable with my place not looking like a full furnished place because I've been through so much in my life, and we used to get evicted a lot. So I used to come home from school and my mama hand me a box. I wouldn't even make it back to my room to pack my clothes. I'm just keeping it real. And so I've grown that way. I've grown to live in a panic. I've grown to live in a state of never being safe or never being comfortable. And I've learned that for such a long time. I've spent such a long time that way that I didn't realize that it wasn't that normal. It took for me to have people around that were fully surrendered in their life, in their homes, in their places, their la casas, and like for them to say, hey, like just a quick question, why this and that? And I'll answer it nicely and everything like that, but that doesn't mean that it was okay, you know? So even now, I don't consider myself truly living in that blessing of being approved for that place that I fought for. I'm consistently working, writing, posting, creating, editing, cleaning, working again. If I'm not making money, I need to be working on my podcast. If I'm not working on my podcast, I need to be trying to create another source of income. If I'm not trying to create another source of income, I need to be patenting my LLC. If I'm not patenting my LLC, I need to be checking on my business bank account. I'm not checking on my business bank account, I need to be checking on my credit score. I'm not checking on my credit score, there's never a down moment. And other people might see me like, you got all the time in the world. I got to work this job, I'll be at this job and that job, and I do. Just because I'm not getting paid for it doesn't mean it's not work. And I need y'all to put, just because I'm not getting fucking paid for it doesn't mean it's not work. Whatever I consider work is work. If I consider being a mother work, it's work. If I consider getting my husband down to the ground work, it's work. Whatever I consider work is work. And whatever you consider work is work. Don't downplay a bitch's work. That bothers me. It gets me really, really tick-boomy inside. I don't know. Because I'm always working. And I'm always working on working. And I'm always working on working. And if I'm not working, then I'm on my way to work. Like the fact. But as the world turns, even love for me can be transactional. And I wanted to talk about this earlier, and I didn't get a chance to get it off. but we gonna have a time. And I wanted to talk about this earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. So today, right now, we gonna get it off. Love for me can even be transactional, honey. Yes, you scare me. I'm panicked. I'm worried. Call 911. Get the boys. Why are you asking me for my number? What do you want? What do you want? And I actually had a conversation about this. Shout out to my girl, Queen. I got to get her back on the thing. We got to get her back in the time. Got to get her back in the chat. Love that girl. Love her conversation. Love her energy. Need some of that motion. Sorry. People make me sing if they make me happy. And I was telling her, like, when you meet somebody in the street, when I'm meeting somebody walking down the street, and I'm going to put the old clip up in here. We're going to run it back. Shout out to Status Network.
If you come up to me on the street and you want some like, you want to interrupt my life, you want something from me. Like she said, if you approach me, you came to me, you want something from me. I didn't send an oral to your brain and tell you to come get my number. So when you came and you hollered at me, that was you asking me for something. If you want my number, you asking me for something. Absolutely. That's something that belongs to me. I don't have to give it to you. So you asking me for something. So I should have the right to ask you, what the are your intentions? Absolutely. And if you don't know right now why you in my face, you ain't my cup of tea, because I like a real I don't give a fuck if you saying I'm just here for a good time, because I'm going to tell you what's up regardless. Yeah. You could tell me, baby, I think I fell in love. I'm ready to call my mom. You got a quarter? I don't give a fuck what you say. You feel me? But whatever you say, I'm going to respond, and we're going to go from there.
If I am walking down the street and somebody approaches me, why you don't know what you want? Why you don't know what you want? And then my homegirl says,
number. But intentions change. So the intent may have been to, it could be, because every man, if they looking at you and they first intent naturally be to, I mean, that's just a natural intent. They intent don't just to be, I'm going to marry her.
Okay.
No. So it can change.
Yeah, no, not good enough. Why you don't know what you want? That's a problem for me. I don't care what it is. You need to be real about your answer, because I know you know what you want. And the fact that you won't tell me is creating suspicion. That's all I'm saying. Example, somebody paying for something for me, it makes me anxious. Somebody giving me a compliment, it makes me nervous. What do you want? Like, what are you expecting? What's going to happen? Are we going to ride off into the sunset now because you said I have beautiful eyes? Like, what do you want? And why do you assume that I want what you want? And as a woman, I don't even feel comfortable. Atlanta, telling niggas no. I need to be carrying the Draco to tell a nigga no in 2026. You know what I'm saying? Okay, listen, you don't get it, you don't get it. It's the ones that let it, if it don't apply, let it fucking fly. But I can't even say I don't want you. I remember one time, me and my homegirl from Philly, shout out to Philly, coming from, where was we at? And I know y'all gonna get a comment section from Atlanta. You're like, you ain't got no motherfucking business being out there anyway. We was at, what is y'all malls? What is y'all little hood malls? Y'all little West End. I think we was at the West End. And it ain't there no more. If that's the building that they supposed to be like recreating or whatever, that's the one. I think they turned it into apartments or something like that. But anyway, we coming up out of there because they had this little store that had little cute stuff for me and my girl. And it's quick. You just grab something, go out for the night, be cute. But it's gone now, so I can't shout it out. Anyway, we coming up out of the spot. We almost at the core. 2 YNs come out of nowhere. No shirt on. All you see is baggy pants and boxers. And the thing is thinging. It's hot. It's beaming outside. They ain't got no clothes on. You can see it. And I'm like, girl, just give them the number. You know what I'm saying? Just give them the fucking number. Because I ain't trying to go down tonight. Like, he's like, what's up with y'all? What y'all getting? Nothing. We ain't getting into nothing. We ain't have nothing either to protect ourselves. That was a motherfucking problem. So anyway, they walks up. There's 2 of them, and they both got it. And what y'all getting into tonight? All right, well, let me get the information. I'm like, just give it to him. Dead ass. Like, just give it to him. I can't protect you. You can't protect me. What we gonna do? Throw ass at him? Like, baby, look. So we gave up the numbers, and then we just blocked them after we, like, you know, pulled off and stuff like that. But life be life, and it be scary. And people be on something else. And me, myself, personally, I just want to know what you want. I just want to know what you want. I just want to know what you want to do. Because I don't want to do it. I'm sure I don't. I've been in the house for the past 7 years plus. I'm sure I don't want to do it. I ain't been urgent, dying, breaking my neck. You don't see me posting, what y'all doing tonight, Atlanta? I'll be in the house at 8:45 and sleep by 9. Check the roster. Check the calendar. What I need is, what I would like to have is consistency. I would like to see the same version of the same person throughout all of their moods And I know that that sounds crazy, and I know it sounds impossible. What it is I don't need you luring me into a false sense of reality that you are put together or you know how to handle your emotions as a grown-up, and then you turn around and show me the opposite. I'm not into that. I'm not into those type of reveals. Gender reveals, count me in. But those type of reveals, I'm cool. I need consistency when you mad, when you disappointed, when I tell you no, when you're not getting your way. Until then, I'm cool. And can't nobody do all that in 1 second but me, because I'm an actress. But nobody else can do it. And when people meet me in real life, they always think I'm capping. They always think I'm not real. You can't be real. People like you don't exist. This gotta be a joke. This gotta be a game. I know you married. Your man at home probably be tight. I know that I'm marriage material. I hear it about 50 times a day from strangers. You ain't got nobody. I know you got somebody. I don't, but they the ones that I'm actually having a conversation with. They not the ones that I try to run away from because they adults. They usually not YNs. And I can tell an adult I'm cool, and it usually works out for me. I still have my life at the end of the day. Just saying. So it's like, for me, I know who I am. I know what I got going on. I know what I need to work on in order to receive better. But I also am very well aware and mindful that I'm not going to let nobody try to break me down or fit me into a square, a niche, or a box to convey something that they want to express. If somebody want to do something like that, we all could have YouTube channels. It's enough out here for everybody, because we all ain't even talking about the same stuff. So we all ain't even going to get the same endorsements. And even if we did, and even if we were, so what? Everybody ain't going to want to get behind a camera, maybe in a couple more years. But as of right now, people are kind of content with consuming the content. The ones that are content with creating it are content with creating it. And the ones that are content with consuming it, they're content right now with consuming it. So I say, if you're going to build. And let the world heal. Some of the scariest questions for me to this day is, what would happen if I just relax? What would happen if I just let things fall where they may, and I don't try to control everything, or I don't try to count every little thing, but every little chicken before it hatches? What would happen? And the truth is, I really don't know. I have not reached that point in my life where I've been truly relaxed. I've been with a great man who has taken me out the club, if you want to say that, or at least told me, you don't gotta go back to work if you don't want to. And I didn't for a very long time. Bless that man. And I was able to write, and I was able to work on things and learn how to mess with hair and learn how to do a lot of other extravagant things. But he never was the reason why I wanted to do those things. He just gave me the freedom to not have to worry about where my next meal was coming from, or if the lights was going to get cut off, or if my mom was going to come into town and I wasn't going to be able to afford to take care of her while she was here, if there was an emergency, because I ain't going to put it, my mom, she handled her business. But yeah, so, you know, those are some things that are very intimidating for me. And I realized that I spent a lot of time thinking about the plan, the goal, even the work, but I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about what would actually happen if the work works. What would actually happen if I'm successful in what I'm trying to do, and then I don't have to worry about the lights or the food or my mom or out of town or whatever? Then what's underneath survival? What does that look like? And to me, it looks very, very different. And we will talk about that in just a minute. But right now, I have to give you guys the word of the week. And the word of the week is going to be receptivity. I've never really got a chance to use that, but I heard it in a lot of like ER hospital, like quotes, like, she's not receptive to the, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's in there, but I never got a chance to use it. So anyway, being receptive is the willingness or the ability to receive, not earn, not chase, not prove, not control, purely receive. And I need to work on that. I need to work on that. Maybe for me to work on it, maybe receiving doesn't need to look like being naive. Hello? Maybe receiving can be me still holding on to my discernment without keeping my hands closed. Yeah. And now I am going to give you the book of the week. And the book of the week is A Year of Yeses by Sandra Rhimes. Sandra Rhimes decided to spend 1 year saying yes to everything that made her feel fearful, frightened, or challenged. Purposely, deliberately, she did this for a year. Maybe your next chapter requires a yes before you can truly feel ready. Not saying yes to everything, but saying yes to the things that align with who and what you want to become. Okay, now we're gonna do the movie of the week. Okay, let me calm down. The movie of the week is starring my girl Queen Latifah. Last holiday, Georgia Bird spent majority of her life being calculated, responsible, and always just dreaming. She even had like a vision board. She had a vision book. She had a lot of different things that she wanted to like cook, create, places she wanted to travel to, but it was all just like, you know, fantasy and everything like that. She always wanted to be very, very responsible with her earnings, and she was. But eventually life forced her to live. And I'm not going to give away too much, but it's a Queen Latifah classic. All her movies become classics to me. Shout out to Queen. But it's a great movie. And it really goes along with what we're talking about, and being able to receive your blessings and being able to like really live in your blessings while you have them, and being grateful for what you have while you have it. Before you go ahead and try to ask for other things, try to take a minute and think about what it is that you have right now, because I promise it's important. It matters. I can't tell you how grateful I am to have a better relationship with my family, and for them to be getting along, you know, slowly but surely, and that I haven't had to worry about my safety or my living situation or my child's safety or his living situation for quite some time. So I'm really truly grateful for that. What I am grateful for right now today is I am still living, I am still here, I can still travel, I can still create, I can still have great visions and imagine great things for myself and make great plans for myself, like going on safaris, going to zoos in different countries, having coffee and tea in London and things like that, and just like running with animals. That's more like the African safari part of it, but those are some weird, outrageous, creepy things that I want to do. And if you have weird things that you're into that nobody will probably understand, don't be ashamed of it. Try to embrace those things. It's what makes you different, and what makes you different is really what's going to make you pop. Trying to conform and be like everybody else, that's not going to work. You can copy what other people do, and you can put your own sauce on it, or you can take a chance at being who you are, because everybody else is already taken. And shout out to Zoe from Wildin' Out, because I actually got that from him, and he actually says it on Messy Mondays. Shout out to Messy Mondays. He always says that be you, because if you don't, nobody else will. And wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't that be a shame if nobody knew who you were? I mean, not saying that you need to be somebody who's in front of the camera, or you need to put yourself out there through, like, I don't know, baddies, auditions, or something like that. I'm just saying it as whatever your talent is, I'm sure that it is very, very important. And we need to see it. So get to creating. I don't want to just build a life that I can be proud of. I want to build a life and still have enough time to live it. I think that that's just as important. Don't you? If you yourself are in a season where you're receiving a lot of blessings at one time and you feel overwhelmed, be open to them. Receive them with open arms and an open heart and an open mind, because I'm pretty sure that's probably how you got it in the first place. Don't spend it wondering how long it's going to last. You don't have to ruin today's blessings by brainstorming up different ways how it might possibly end. You've earned what you've built, and you have the right to enjoy it. And that could be something that I'm learning right here alongside with you. We don't have to know how long a blessing is gonna last to enjoy it or to accept the fact that it is here now. What up, OGs? Thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate you spending this time with me. And until next time, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with somebody who cares. It's your girl Dimples. This is Openly Guarded. And until next time, peace. Thank you. We just gonna have to move it because my hair is a part of my whole image and I want it by me. I don't want so much of my head out. Is that better? Brown, we are, I wanted to say we are farmers. I'm sorry, I was right there. If you in my mind, you know what I'm saying, you know what's up? Put some likes in the comment section. Anyway, but it's like if you I'll be back. Give me 2 seconds. What's the problem? What's wrong?
Nigga, your hair sticking up.
Which part?
The same part always stick up on the other side.
On the back?
And you
I don't
looking
know.
at yourself.
I don't see it. I don't see it from this angle. Okay, cool. It's all right. So, you know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Peep that shit. All right, so anyway. And now. Shit, I was at it. That's all I can remember that I rehearsed. Hold on. Oh, yeah, that was fine. Maybe. Okay, I didn't mean to make the fart sound, but it happened. You know, we have the boards. What's the boards? With the plans on it.
Vision board.
I don't know if I sound like a robot when I said that, but if I did. Hey y'all, and welcome. Say hey OGs. Hey OGs.
Put your hands up.